and amiable welcome to everyone. This is your Allied Legdom channel to enhance your understanding. Our department videos will be available in the playlist. You can check it. Today, we are going to see about urine formation. The urine formation is also called as urepoiesis. The kidneys filter unwanted substances from the blood and produces the urea to excrete them. The normal urine output per day is 1 liter to 1.5 liter. The three main processes for urine formation is glomerular filtration, tubular reabsorption, tubular secretion. Among these three processes, filtration is the functions of glomerulus and reabsorption and secretion are the functions of tubular portion of the nephron. Glomerular filtration is the first step in making urine. The process of glomerular filtration are when the blood passes through the glomerular capillaries, the plasma is filtered into the Bowman's capsule. All the substance of plasma are filtered except the plasma protein. The filtered fluid is called as glomerular filtrate. Glomerular filtration is also called as ultrafiltration because even the minute particles are filtered here, but the plasma protein are not filtered because of their large molecular size, and the plasma protein molecules are larger than the slit pores present in the endothelium of capillaries. So, the glomerular filtrate contains all the substance which is present in plasma except the plasma protein. Next is glomerular filtration rate. GFR is defined as total quantity of filtrate formed in all the nephrons of both the kidneys in the given unit of time. The normal GFR is 125 ml per minute or about 180 liter per day. GFR is used to measure kidney damage stages of kidney disease based on GFR number. At stage 1, mild kidney damage occurs but the functions are normal. In stage 2, you may have mild kidney damage and mild loss of function. In stage 3, you may have moderate to severe loss of kidney function, and in stage 4, severe loss of function, and in stage 5, your kidney is completely failure. You should have dialysis treatment and kidney transplantation. Factors that regulating GFR are: GFR is directly proportional to renal blood flow and it is controlled by autoregulation. The normal blood flow for both the kidney is 1300 ml per minute. Next factor is tubular glomerular feedback. Tubular glomerular feedback is the mechanism that regulates the GFR through the renal tubule and macula densa. Macula densa of juxtaglomerular apparatus is sensitive to the sodium chloride in tubular fluid. When the glomerular filtrate passes through the terminal portion of thick ascending segment, macula densa, it acts like a sensor. It detects the concentration of sodium chloride in tubular fluid and accordingly it alters the glomerular blood flow and GFR. Macula densa detects the sodium chloride concentration via sodium potassium chloride, that is cotransporter. When a GFR increases, concentration of sodium chloride increases in the glomerular filtrate. So, the molecular densa releases adenosine from ATP. Adenosine causes constrictions of afferent arteriole. So, the blood flow through the glomerular decreases and leading to decrease in GFR. In second diagram, when the GFR decreases, concentration of sodium chloride decreases in the filtrate. Macula densa secrete prostaglandin, bradykinin and renin. Prostaglandin and bradykinin causes dilation of afferent arteriole. Renin induces the formation of angiotensin II, which causes constrictions of efferent arteriole. The dilation of afferent arteriole and constrictions of efferent arteriole leads to increase in glomerular blood flow and GFR. We can see the factors that increases and decreases the sensitivity of tubular glomerular feedback. GFR is directly proportional to glomerular capillary pressure. When glomerular capillary pressure increases, GFR also increases. The normal value for glomerular capillary pressure is 60 mmHg. Colloidal osmotic pressure is inversely proportional to glomerular filtration rate. The normal colloidal osmotic pressure is 25 mmHg. When colloidal osmotic pressure increases due to dehydration or the plasma proton level increased, the GFR will decrease. When colloidal osmotic pressure is low in hypoproteinemia, GFR increases. GFR is inversely proportional to hydrostatic pressure. The normal value is 15 mmHg. When hydrostatic pressure increased in Bowman's capsule, it decreases GFR. Hydrostatic pressure in Bowman's capsule increases in conditions like obstructions of urethra and edema of kidney beneath renal capsule. Constrictions of afferent arteriole reduces the blood flow to the glomerular capillaries, which reduces the glomerular filtration rate. In efferent arteriole is constricted, initially the GFR increases because of the inactivity of blood in capillaries. Later, when all the substance are filtered from this blood, further filtration does not occur because of the efferent arteriole constriction prevents the blood flow of blood from the glomerulus and no fresh blood enters the glomerulus for filtration. We can see the factors that increasing GFR by vasodilation and the factors that decreases GFR by vasoconstriction. The second major step in urine formation is tubular reabsorption. Most of the reabsorption of solute necessary for normal body function such as water, amino acids, glucose and salts are transported from tubule back to the blood. When the glomerular filtrate passes through the tubular portion of the nephron, both the quantitative and qualitative changes occur. More than 99% of water, electrolytes and other substance are reabsorbed in tubular epithelial cells and the reabsorbed substance move into the interstitial fluid of renal medulla. Since the substance are taken back into the blood from glomerular filtrate, this entire process is called as tubular reabsorption. Tubular reabsorption is known as selective reabsorption because the tubular cells reabsorb only the substance necessary for the body. The unwanted substances like metabolic waste products are not reabsorbed and they are excreted through urine. The mechanism involved in tubular reabsorption is active and passive reabsorption. The movement of molecule against the electrochemical gradient is active reabsorption. It needs liberation of energy which is derived from ATP. The substance reabsorbed actively from renal tubule are sodium, calcium, potassium, phosphate, etc. The movement of molecule along the electrochemical gradient is passive reabsorption. For this process, the energy does not need. The substances which reabsorb passively are chloride, urea and water. The two routes of reabsorption from tubular lumen into the peritoneal capillary is transcellular route, paracellular route. The substance which moves through the cell is transcellular route. It includes transport of substances from tubular lumen into tubular cell into interstitial fluid into capillaries. The substance moved through the intracellular space is called paracellular route. Here, the substance are transported from tubular lumen into interstitial fluid into capillary. Here we can see the reabsorption of substance that occurs in almost all the segments of tubular portion of nephron. The tubular reabsorption is regulated by three factors: glomerular-tubular balance, hormonal factor, nervous factor. Glomerular-tubular balance is the balance between filtration and reabsorption of solutes and water in kidney. This process helps in constant reabsorption of solute, particularly sodium and chloride from renal tubule. The mechanism of glomerular-tubular balance is it occurs because of osmotic pressure in peritubular capillaries. When GFR increases, more amount of plasma protein will accumulate in glomerulus. Osmotic pressure will increase in blood when it reaches efferent arteriole and peritubular capillaries. The elevated osmotic pressure in peritubular capillaries will increase reabsorption of sodium and water from tubule into the capillary blood. Here are some hormonal factors which regulates the tubular reabsorption. The activation of sympathetic nervous system increases the tubular reabsorption. It also increases tubular reabsorption indirectly by secreting renin. Renin causes formation of angiotensin II, which increases the sodium reabsorption. Tubular secretion is also known as active secretion, renal secretion, tubular excretion. It is a process which transports the substances from blood into renal tubule. In addition to reabsorption from renal tubule, some substances are also secreted in lumen from peritubular capillaries through the tubular epithelial cells. The first substance secreted in renal tubule in experimental condition is diphenol-red. Later, some substances are secreted. They are para-aminohippuric acid, deodrast, 5-hydroxydolic acetic acid, amino derivative, penicillin. The substances secreted in different segments of renal tubule are potassium is secreted by sodium-potassium pump in proximal and distal convoluted tubule and the collecting duct. Ammonia is secreted in proximal convoluted tubule. Hydrogen ions are secreted in proximal and distal convoluted tubule. More secretion in proximal tubule. Urea is secreted in loop of Henle. Thus, urine is formed in nephron by the process of glomerular filtration, selective reabsorption and tubular secretion. Thank you.